All right. What's up, everybody? Yesterday was a rough one, but somehow got through it. Oh, my shoulder hurts. So, the basically the kid got sick. The headphones are gonna be too loud. Or no, the wife got sick, so I had to work all day, and then I was trying to figure out after it wasn't rough because she was sick, and it wasn't rough because of what I had to do because I normally take care of dinner. It's no big deal. What was rough though is after doing all of that work, and then basically working all day, and then trying I couldn't even think about how to make French toast. And I've done it before, but it was so long ago that it's I don't remember. I didn't remember. I was you put eggs in a bowl, and I'm trying to think, I'm trying to think about how to do this. I don't know. So, but yeah, she helped a little until she got too sick, and then I finished it, or helped the kid finish it because we have our kids cook one meal a week each. You know what I mean? Depending on, and then they get to choose what we eat most of the time. So, but it was just bacon and French toast. So, yeah. I don't know. I got a shift code I gotta put into here, I think. Anyway, but it's I don't know what to do. The appliance channel has stopped growing. I think I got 5 subs all week this week, just off of one. But it was between 5 and 10, but I was getting 5 and 10 a day. I was getting 5 a day there for a minute. I don't know what happened. I mean, well, it's I ran out of videos, so I had to stop posting every day. But I'm not gonna be able to maintain that, So I can't post every day. It's just not going to work. It's too much work. And especially this week, I had to take kind of a break this week because I was training at work, training the new guy. And when I'm training at work, I end up working longer days at my day job. And so, basically I have less time to do everything else. And he was getting it down. By the end of the week, we were going pretty good, but then we just kept running into issues. And that's the problem. It's I can't control things there. There's all these, bad receivers that essentially screw my day up. And I wish that I could somehow tell them, I'm you don't know what I'm up against. Can you go faster? Can you stop wasting my time, because I have so much work to do today that staying here is just really screwing me over, So nice. So we got 3 keys there that I saw the other day. So, yeah, anyways. So basically that's what it is. So today I'm going to go through and get whatever machines I can processed and sold and all that stuff. I only sold 1 machine this week. So I need to sell and move 7 machines a week to really make the YouTube happen. But then I'm trying to just do house calls. So it's I don't know. I have some machines out there I can make some videos on. That's probably what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a freezer and a fridge today. That's the plan. So, and then I'll go get whatever new machines I can get. I've got a couple washers out there that need to be processed. That sort of thing. So we'll just keep going. It is what it is. It'll build as it builds, I guess. Let's examine this thing here. Okay, I pushed examine. Reach genome. What am I supposed to go through here? Okay, I examined it. How do I get in there? Hello? Open sesame. I guess not. What is this? I guess that's that. So, we'll see what happens. I know that I was having good growth there for a minute. I started putting trailer videos up on the appliance channel just to make sure that I had an upload, but it's just like killed the algorithm and people have stopped subscribing. Like I'm still getting views. You know, I get like between 500 and 1,000 views on every short video, and between 50 and 100 on every long video. So it's still more successful than any other YouTube venture I've had. However, it's not, you know, fast enough or successful enough for me. I just want it to be more, you know. Okay, so how do I need to get somehow over there. Fault hunting. So looks like there's, so I found that. Okay, yeah, I already got that. Looks like I need to go, well, do I need to go through there? Like, is that what you're saying, or what? How do I get through there? Up there. Okay. Okay, wait, this thing. Right. I thought I already did this. Apparently I saved somewhere, and I don't know. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens this week. We'll see if I can get 7 videos out a week. I think what I'm going to start doing is, because now I've already started the trailer uploads, you know. So I think what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to try to get as many videos as I can done today, and then try to do 7 videos again and just make it happen some way or another. Like maybe they don't all need to be full repair videos. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to help or hurt. It's either that or I just go the full-blown other way and do 3 videos a week, 5 videos a week, and then just upload nothing on the weekends. I'm just trying to keep that growth there, you know, steady growth. You know, a couple subscribers a day would be fine. You can get to 1,000 subs, get monetized, so forth, you know. Like that's just really what I need, what I want. I want to get to the point to where YouTube is paying so much that I can just go around and, you know, at least some of the time not charge to fix people's machines. Because I think it'll be a lot easier to talk them into letting me film in their house that way. If I'm like, well, you can get a free, you know, repair out of it or whatever. So I did do a couple jobs the week before, but they were, you know, in-home repair. There wasn't anything that I could really film, you know, and make a video out of. And so, but kind of the week before that was the same thing. I think like, you know, a couple weeks before that, I just had a whole backlog of footage, but I've caught up on it is the problem now. And so it's like, well, whatever. Here we are. It's all good. Just keep going. So yeah. And then, you know, of course, there's like the whole world is on fire about all this crazy stuff that keeps happening or whatever. I'm just like starting to ignore it again because I'm like, I can't. I don't know who's corrupt where, or this evil guy or that evil guy. It's all just a battle of, you know, good and evil, really. You got the evil over there, they're doing their evil stuff. You got the brainwashed America down below who's just listening to them all. Like, you know, like your team or your brand is going to win or not win. You got people bombing everybody in the Middle East. It's pretty much just the way it's always been, right? Like why are you guys so down with bombing each other over there? Like maybe just let it go. I don't know. You know, or maybe we need to figure out why the one situation there keeps bombing everybody. You know, maybe there's something going on there that we need to stop. I don't know. Maybe, you know, it's time for people to get out. I was just watching this video on Instagram, and it's about like this. It's an animation of this dude, and it's talking about Henry Ford and why they invented the 40-hour work week. And it was basically just to, you know, keep you just tired enough that you never actually made any progress, but you were just like a good worker for the system. You know what I mean? And it's like you go into like, you could go, I've heard other theories like about how Rockefeller developed the school system for that exact thing, and you're looking at this stuff and you're like, man, well, like Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was like the owner operator, so to speak, of like my childhood school system's textbook company. You know what I mean? And you start looking around at this stuff and you're like, well, what's going on here? Oh, was I like programmed in public school to just work? Right? Like, get out and work. Take very little time for yourself. And it's basically what has happened. I mean, that's what's happening to me. I'm trying to take care of these kids. I don't really take that much time to myself. The time that I do take to myself, I'm so freaking tired that it's not like I can actually do anything I want to do. It's just work. It just work all day. And I don't even have it that bad. Like, I like my job for 90% of it. I like driving the truck. Like, this video is talking about guys who just, like, hate their job. They dread Monday. Since I stopped drinking, I kind of stopped dreading going to work. It's like it's something fun to do at times. There's other times where it's really not fun. I'm just waiting around for a receiver to try to work. A receiver is going to work today or not work today. But like stuff like this, like I don't play video games hardly ever. Well, I live stream it all on the internet. It's like 2 hours a week. I mean, I do play video games in the middle of the week one day with my kids, but it's not like, it's not for me. That's for them. I'm trying to get them to work together, on stuff. But you start to wonder about like all this stuff. Does it all link up to one general idea, which is like, they needed to create a worker class to support their wealth class. Without actually making slaves, they needed to make slaves. It's like so we're just all stuck here in a rat wheel, just spinning our wheels, not actually moving anywhere towards progress. It's like you save in retirement or whatever, and some people do, some people don't. Some people are just gonna work till they die. They get like a house payment. It's just like a car debt. You get a debt, right? And then you have your debt. You pay your debt off, and then about the time that you pay your debt off, your car breaks. And guess what? Guess what it's time for, everybody? It's time for another car debt, right? It's just like one thing after another. So, yeah, I'm like, well, some point Dave Ramsey came along. My dad started following that, and he's like, well, you don't need to have a car debt. And I'm like, yeah, you don't need a car debt, so I don't have a car debt. But I'm like, isn't that just like the way that we are controlled, Isn't that just it? Is like, if your goal towards like prosperity is just always like a carrot on the stick out in front of you, just barely out there, just far enough away that you will never reach it, right? Access granted. If it's just barely far enough out there that you can't reach it, are you going to keep chasing it? Like, you're going to keep chasing it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, it's right there. I can get it. But the thing is that it's moving. And so you can't get it. Because it's moving. So you could go into talking about like how it was always so much worse for the people in the past, and the like basically like the king. You think about the peon class and the king class back in the day. The kings were like up in their castle, like had all these servants and everything, whatever. I don't even know what that would be like, or like what the point would be. I don't even know if I would be comfortable with that sort of thing, right? So you have all of them up there, and then you're just like the peon down and you're like barely eating every day or whatever. Like, was that even a thing? Is that even reality, or did they just tell us that? Are they just like, well, look, you have it so much better off than they did. You should be happy. And you're like, well, this feels like very wrong, though. Like the tax system. So you go to school, They don't really teach you like skills that will, help you. They teach you about like, what's that dude Shakespeare? What does Shakespeare do for me in my adult life? You know what I'm saying? Well, it hasn't helped me any, I should say. I don't know, maybe it has helped some of you or other people or whatever. But knowing Shakespeare didn't really do anything for me. Okay, so they taught me that. In fact, they made me learn it. They made me learn all the Shakespeare. I could barely read the books. I had never understood them. I still don't. It's like it's not really English. And how about that too? You're in English class, and like you've already mastered the language at that point, as far as I can tell. You're like 14, 15, and they're like, well, instead of teaching you about how the tax system works, I'm going to teach you about this guy who rejected how the English language works, or at least what I would consider the English language. Because I thought that they just talked different back then, but I think I found out, I thought I heard from somebody that he actually like wrote stuff wrong, like incorrectly all the time. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about here, but basically my point is like, wouldn't that time have been better spent like, working with us on what we wanted to do with our lives as far as a career, working with us on how the tax system works, why we pay taxes, how we pay taxes, and so forth. Like I didn't learn this stuff till I was in my 30s. I still don't know a lot of it. But it was like every year you just like file your taxes. You don't think about, well, they're taking a good chunk of your money, your work away, for who knows what. You still drive down that road, it's potholed out, So your money didn't go to fixing that road, right? I guess you got the fire and the police. Okay, fair enough. Got the fire and the police, but what the hell? That was weird. So you got the fire and the police, and you got the roads, and your general local government, right? But what about like the other stuff? I don't know. Like, I can't send my kids to school knowing what I know. They can't be gone and indoctrinated. So what do? I teach my kids the basic 4, like, STEM, stuff. I teach them math, English. What they do art and science and PE and all this stuff. And they watch educational TV and it's all controlled and it's all like the correct indoctrination, as far as I can tell. It's like the best indoctrination. Where am I going? Am I supposed to be leaving? I guess so. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta go clear down there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, cause it's the correct indoctrination because I chose it, and some like, secret society didn't choose it to make them slaves. So it's like, even the business and the YouTube and all that stuff is like, I wouldn't even need to do any of this if I didn't have kids. So like the only reason I'm doing it is to try to show them another way. One way is you just basically go become a slave to the corporations. They barely pay you a living wage. So the situation many of us are in right now, we're all just struggling. Many people can't even afford to like buy a house, so what can they afford? They can afford an apartment maybe. And the funny thing about that too is that like the apartment prices these days are more than my mortgage. There's people who live 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from me who are paying more for a 2-bedroom apartment than I'm paying for my mortgage. Because I locked in my mortgage before all this went down. So, I mean, not like that's... Yeah. So, anyways, it's like, well, what now what? What are we supposed to do? You're finding out about all this stuff that, you have this like ruling class that is possibly just like, you know, they got different education than we got. And so what I'm trying to do is teach my kids. I'm trying to teach them how to live in the world that I live in as best as I can, and how to, hopefully they will be, you know, 40 years ahead of me. And by the time they come out and become adults, they'll find some way to start business that will be successful, and they can sort of rise above all of this. But I don't know, because it's not really successful for me yet. It's like I'm investing all of this time into this thing, but it's not really paying off yet. And so I guess I just have to be patient and wait and keep working until it does eventually pay off.
That's right.
I suppose. Why did I jump out of the thing? What do we got over here?
Now you are interested.
Poison Ivan. Alright, Ivan. Let's die. Alright. Can I do that? Are you? Mad about it? Blocked. You should be able to block my stuff. Alright. I don't know. Contract complete. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I supposed to do here? I could just keep going, doing what I'm doing. You know, a part of me was like, oh, well, you should go get your GED. I'm like, well, what's the point of that? Just so that I can be further into this corporate system that just like takes my time and energy away, and with no real long-term reward. Like the only real long-term reward is that whatever I save, it's very little compared to what I'm making because of what everything costs, right? So how is that a good plan? And I mean, I'm saving more than most, I would say, because I did find Dave Ramsey, right? And so what am I saving? Like, I'm saving a bunch to retirement, probably more than most. I try to save like $1,000 a month. That's what I'm doing now. I'm saving $1,000 a month. My car is, my newest car is over 20 years old. So, yeah, it's like, well, that's probably not good. It's going to die soon. It's got 278,000 miles on it. And I rely on that car for my business. But, I mean, I have 2 more. Anyways, the point was I commented below on that video. And it was a conspiracy theorist Instagram page that I follow. And I commented and I was like, well, we only have one hope. It's like Andy Frisella says. He's like, personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. And we only have one hope. And that is simply this. We have to take what little we have and pay ourselves first. So, and what do I mean by that? Well, if you make 40 a month, 40 credit units, let's say, and then your bills are 40 credit units a month. Well, the way that it seems to work, for me anyways, is that there will always be something to put those 40 credit units to. That's the way the system is set up. It's set up to take that 40 credit units, you know, so I got my 40, and then everything cost 40 for that month, and it'll do that every day, all month, every month, forever, if you let it. So that's what we call living paycheck to paycheck, right? That's what most people do, seems like. Well, how do you pay yourself first? When you get paid from your company, from your job, whatever, you're not actually getting paid, because you put it goes to a bank account, so it's really like they're paying the bank. And then what happens? Well, your bills come out of it, you know, so you start essentially buying all these subscriptions and everything just month after month after month. So really it's like you're you know, these people have figured out how to move your money to them, and that's good. Like, that's, you know, it's fine. That's how we are we're quantifying service. is essentially what we're doing, quantifying our service towards each other. And that's like the general, like, low level of what is happening. So how do you pay yourself first? Well, you have to first take out some of that money and put it in a savings account. And then you can't touch it. You have to ignore it. And that is your money that is not to be spent. And damn, this thing's way down here. I wonder if I should just fast travel to this. So no matter how much it is, so let's say that I take 10 of those 40 and I put them in a bank account. Well, now what I need to do is make everything work off of 30. And the month will go by and all of that 30 has to go towards everything I need, all the things my kids need, whoever all my dependents are. Everybody needs to work within that 30, and that 10 must not be touched. It can't be touched. Okay, so now what you're going to do, and these are just ratios, it doesn't matter how much money it is. This will all work for all of us eventually. What we must all do then is take that 10 that we're putting away every month and never touch it, because what it's going to do is it's going to be a seed. Okay, the abundance lifestyle must be seeded, all right? Money creates money. Abundance creates abundance. These are natural laws of our universe. It's like gravity. It's physics. This is the way that it is. And so what you must do is you must keep that money and build it up. Forget it exists, and it will actually bring more money to you. So I didn't make this stuff up. It's in the Bible. I think I don't know the exact quote, but it's like, to those who have, more will be given. To those who have not, it will be taken away. It's something like that. And so
I've got a big ol' hunger, and it's for more than just ripping good music.
all right.
Possession's 9/10 of the law. The other 10th is violence.
Acquire giggle bullet. I don't know what a giggle bullet is. So anyway, so that's what we have to do. And then basically what we can do eventually is you're saving that 10 out of your 40 or whatever it is, whatever the ratio is. And eventually an opportunity comes along that you can take and, own. And it's also like eventually, that money will get to a point to where you can just sort of stop saving. You can kind of stop saving a little. You can back off a little, but then what you have is like a freedom, So when you need to go buy a car, you just go buy it. You don't go to the bank and borrow money. You just go buy it. Like, what kind of power is that? Who has the power then? So let's say that you go to the bank and you get a loan. Well, now the bank has a power over you that you don't realize. Okay? So every time that every American gets a loan, our whole nation goes down in value, in power. We lose power. So we are all of us are, all of us in debt are losing power to the system. There are some who don't really care about this stuff, and they just use the debt to their fullest advantage, and they'll do things like file for bankruptcy and so forth, and basically just never pay their debt back. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm talking about here, because I don't think that those people actually lose power. They're essentially like gaming the system. They're taking advantage of it in a way that they don't lose power. But most of us are not that. Most of us want to pay our bills and pay our stuff back, and we think it's morally right. And it probably is, but the system is put up there to keep you weak. That's what it's for. And it's working. It's worked well. And that's why we have gotten the results that we've gotten. And look, I've had car loans. I'm not perfect. I haven't done all this stuff. I've done it too, but I haven't had a car loan in a very long time. But I have my house payment, so I got to pay this thing off. So, and that's another reason to do the business is I got to get this house paid off. I got to get the Blazer fixed, and then so I don't have any broken cars in my yard. And then I got to get this house paid off. So to regain power, you know, our time we can never get it back. Like I got to have a place for my kids to, you know, live. It's like we all do. You know, buying a house with cash is very difficult, but I should have done it anyways. What I should have done in my 20s, and so if you're in your 20s, maybe this is what you should do, maybe not. But what I should have done was moved into a bus or something instead of a house or an apartment. It was too expensive. I couldn't afford it. And then saved money. Let's see, what do we got? Class mod. I don't know if that's better probably than what I have. Oh, I can't even use that. Shotgun. I don't know, but this is any good. I just don't even want to look at it. I'm just selling it all. Just sell it all. So, I don't even know why. I don't even know what I'm doing here. So anyways, so if you can save, then you should, right? So what that will do is it'll help you. It'll help all of us. We will gain power the more we start buying our cars with cash rather than on payments. You know, we shouldn't buy cars on payments at all. None of us should. And the price of cars gets pushed up because we do that. Because they don't need to price a car at what it costs if you're on a payment. They need to price it at what the payment will be. And so, you know, if you have a 3-year loan, right, then the payment's going to be higher than if you have a 5-year loan. You know what I'm saying? So what if you have a 12-year loan on a car? The payment's going to be a lot lower. They're going to make more interest. Oh, that one had a gold gun in it. So you understand what I'm saying? So now the car costs a lot more. It's not really that much different or better of a car, right? And in fact, a lot of times now these new cars are full of so many computers that they're just not good anymore. So, I mean, they are good. Like, they got the fancy screens that we all love. And we're like, I got a screen and cameras everywhere. And there's all these computers to break and fail. And, because computers fail. Anyways, and then, there's, the other aspects of it where you got your government control now. They can turn your car off if the cops are chasing you. They just shut it off. And, your car just stops. And no more ability to run, which maybe you shouldn't be able to. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, so we lose more power. The cars are so much money that you just lose more power. You're in debt for that car for 12 years instead of 5 years. Well, they only have to sell that car payment. They don't have to sell you on the $100,000 car. They only have to sell you on the payment. So if it's $800 a month, well, you only got to come up with $800 a month, not $100,000. You see the difference? Well, how much easy is it? It's easier to just keep you in a whole life of payments and subscriptions, right? Now, look, I plan on using this to my full advantage very soon. My business model in a little bit is going to change. I'm going to start texting all of my customers. In about a year, every day I'm going to text a customer or 2 or 3 and say, hey, I need to come do a service on your dryer. Do you want to pay me to come service your dryer? And I'll go clean their dryer and clean their washing machine. And then every year I'm just going to go through and change bearings, clean things out, clean out their vent tubes in their house, charge like $100, $150 for this service. and turn my business into a subscription service, because that's where the money is, right? Like, if I fix somebody's dryer, I want to do a good job and I want it to last as long as possible. Well, guess what that does for me? Like, that's good for them, but for me, I just lost a client, because if their machine doesn't break, then I don't get paid. But the job is to fix their machine. You know what I mean? So, like, I got to find another way. Well, look at what they do to us. They do these subscription services. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what is better here. Okay, I'm just saying this is what it is. This is what is happening. Well, you lose a little power with every subscription. Like, how many of us can save $1,000 a month? Like, I know that this isn't easy. So yeah, that's the dealio. All right, where am I supposed to be going? I think I'm supposed to be going and killing something down here or something. What is this thing? Fault hunting. So that's what I commented on the video. I was like, we got to pay ourselves first. That's the only way to try to reclaim power, is if Americans did that, you know? Like, you got the problems in Mexico. They have whole different problems there. Like, it seems like they just need to maybe rise up and take back their country. I don't know how they do that either. But they need to get organized and make a plan. Just like we do here with our problems, you know? And I think that's the biggest thing, is like, we can't get organized and make a plan because we're all in so much debt that all we do is just work, trying to keep, you know, trying to spin all the plates. And then they just do whatever they want while we're just down here, you know, suffering or whatever, just trying to make our car payments. But it's like, well, don't you think the car payments were there to, in the first place, to, like, keep you in that crippled state, so you maybe didn't, like, think too much for yourself of, like, what you should be doing, you know? Like, our work is important to help each other, right? For the most part. It's like, I work in the food industry. It's like, people will eat. Now, like, the food that I sell is not good for you. So, I don't know, but it's not a good thing, right? So, I've got to, like, figure that out too. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's edible, I guess, but it's really not good for you. So, I don't know. Maybe I should go, like, become a meat driver or something, you know? Go drive some sort of meat truck. Meat seems to be good for you. It seems to be kind of the last thing that, I don't know, like, the food pyramid was just completely upside down this whole time. Like, and so America got fat because they're eating all these grains instead of meats, protein. You know, that's another thing that they could have taught me instead of Shakespeare, was like, you know, nutrition. Why to eat, what I should eat or not eat, because I had to, like, go research that too, and it was very hard to figure out why I shouldn't just eat candy all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like, why I shouldn't just eat, you know, whatever, processed crap all day, every day. What is this? Nothing, I guess. So, because, you know, and then you get out there, you try to, like, figure out what you should eat or shouldn't eat, and it's so hard. There's so many different, like, conflicting arguments about, like, chocolate's good for you, then it's bad for you, and then, you know, coffee's good or it's bad. Alcohol's good and bad. Everything's good and bad. Broccoli's good for you, and then broccoli's bad for you. It's like, well, okay, which? Is it good or is it bad or what? Like, I don't know. So, but then I found the one book. What is that? I don't know, but I shot it and it disappeared. Then I found the book that basically explained why, like, eating a bunch of sugar is bad for you. You know, it's not. It's like, then you start to understand why you should just eat protein, because your cells at a cellular level is, you know, and why you should fast, you know, and not eat for a long time, because it's like really good for like cellular growth. And I can't remember what the exact word is, but it basically sheds all the unwanted crap off. And we were talking about it this week. So the wife's been doing that, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what caused her to feel like crap yesterday or what. I mean, she's been doing it for like a week or more. So, you know, it's a struggle at first, and then you kind of will start to get used to it, and it gets a little bit easier and a little bit easier. And pretty soon you're just eating one meal a day. I don't know. But, you know, when we were kids, they were like, well, you got to eat 3 meals a day. I guess I'm going down there. Now they're like, don't eat 3 meals a day. Your metabolism's jacked up. You need to reset it. You know, is it like they just didn't know, or were they like, well, if we tell them to eat all this junk food 3 times a day, then what? Then they'll get sick, and we can sell them some medicine and make lots of money, right? Is that what happened? I'm not really sure. But I know whatever it is, it's not good. So we need to get back to personal excellence, right? Like Andy Frisella says, and I'm no different. I didn't do good on my diet all week either. I just ate a bunch of candy constantly and every day. Didn't do well at all. So whatever. Try again this week. That's all you can really do. How do I get? Oh, there we go. Like, can I get back up there, or okay? Where am I supposed to be going here? It says to go around that way, but I tried that and there wasn't really. Didn't really seem like there was anywhere to go. So I guess we'll go try to find the thing. Like I need to jump down somewhere or something. It's 50 meters this way. It's supposed to be like right here, but it's down below me somewhere. Somehow, like, is it in here? Where is this? Bunch of guys over here. Meathead. So that's what we need to do, I guess. You know, and here I am on a Saturday. I don't get a day off. I gotta go keep working. I gotta go keep working, try to get that blazer fixed. Clean the garage today, make 7 appliance videos. Like, maybe what I should do is try to shoot all my videos today. Try to shoot 7 videos today, and then tomorrow edit 7 videos. And do music and all that, because I gotta get my album going again. You know, just try to do the best that I can. What is this thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Pull this switch. What does that say? Start ordinate processor. 200 something. What does that mean? The yawning yard. What is an ordinate processor? Looks like I'm supposed to be going down there or something. Should I? Is this like part of one of my missions? I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'm going to quit here and go do something else. Probably go to work at 6 a.m., right? Should I just go start working right now? Try to shoot 7 videos? Maybe I should. So yeah, good luck everybody.